Hi, it's Christian here. Welcome to another fly tying tutorial. Today I'm going to tie a SloMO Pattegrisen, a Danish pattern with the foam back on it, inspired by Jesper Lindquist from Fyn. A really pink monster for the cold water we have nowadays. So follow along for a SloMO Pattegrisen. Here we go. This was the one. SloMO Pattegrisen. And in my vise I have put a light stinger in a size 4, some white Veevus GSP thread, and in front here I added a bit of Nonlead wire. It's boring to watch, but just added some Nonlead wire up here in front to get the right motion of the movement of the shrimp. And I'm gonna start with a mallard feather here I've prepared in advance for mouth parts here. So I'm gonna take the feather and tie that in up here. Something like this. Tie that in on top. That looks okay. Then I'm gonna add some kind of material that will keep up the spey. And I'm gonna use some polar bear. This is pink polar bear. Probably hard to get a hold of, so anything else could be used as well. Polar fox or super hair or whatever you got lying around in similar colors. I'm gonna grab a bunch of my beloved polar bear. I really don't want to go overboard with the materials on this one. So I'm gonna get rid of the under fur here. Not gonna use that this time. So I got a tiny little bunch here. I'm gonna tie in up here on top. It's kind of small antennas or whatever. Add some movement to the fly as well. Like that. Then I'm gonna take a huge spey feather. Got one here in salmon pink. And these are the ones I can't use for anything anyways, because they're too big. But I'm gonna do it like this, and then strip off half the fibers here on one side. Then you get a bunch assembled here, a nice little bunch, and it's important to not go overboard with the materials. At least that's what Jesper taught me last weekend for this pattern, so I'm not gonna do that. So a tiny bunch of spey feathers, which I'm gonna tie on top here and then spread them out a little bit with my nail. Tie the rest in and get rid of it. Something like that. Then time for some dubbing. And I chose a mix, actually, like this. So I was having a hard time finding a dubbing that matched the colors, in my opinion. So I have to mix the Arctic Semi-Steel Shell Pink from Fish Madman, which is very, very pink. See? So I added some Naukeli natural latte, alpaca it's called. Chop that up and mix that in, half and half, so you kind of tone down the pink, shell pink color a little bit. You get some of the nice features that alpaca dubbing has. That's hard to say. So I'm gonna use this blend here, just in front of my spey polar bear mallard tail. I'm gonna take the Easyshrimpeyes in a medium size. I'm gonna use black ones because that's a good, nice contrast, in my opinion, to all the pink. You can tie that in on top. Then I'm gonna take my spey feather again, take the other side of the stem here, all the fibers. Try to grab them all. So now I have a little bunch going again, which I'm gonna measure and then put aside, because I'm also gonna add some bit of flesh, and I use this pearl one. Could be nice if I had a pearly pink one, which I don't have, but that's on my shopping list. So it has to be. I'm gonna go with the pearly one here. So I'm gonna take 2 straws of pearl flesh and tie on top here. Secure that. Then I'm gonna grab my little bunch of spey fibers from before and place on top. Spread those out a little bit as well, if possible. gonna help close the gap here we have underneath the eyes. And with that done, I'm gonna take a nylon rib and secure that on the side here for later use. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Like that. And put that away. And now I'm going to take some Raidzap resin to both secure the Easyshrimpeyes I put on and the rib. Tiny layer, let that soak into the materials. So we get a doable fly. Like that. And set that. Then I'm gonna find another spey feather, which I did already. A smaller one, a lot smaller one actually. So I'm gonna tie in here at the side, facing me, and secure that. So we end up here at the eye. Then we're gonna take some of my dubbing and then just cover the shank with all the stuff with a thin layer of this dubbing mix here. And then when I'm moving forward again, I'm gonna use a lot more dubbing, so I got something to comb out. Hackle or your spey feather here. So take a few or as many wraps as possible here. Secure that. Then I'm gonna brush again, comb out the fibers, especially here on top, to make room for the shrimp shell, foam shell, it's called, which is this one, a one that fits a size 4 hook. Bought these in Go Fishing in Odense. It comes in size 4, 5 or size 6. And for size 4 hooks and size 6 hooks. I'm gonna start by taking a few wraps up here in front, securing it, and then I'm going to take my nylon rib and my dubbing needle and get rid of all the materials that's gonna you don't want on top of the shrimp shell or the foam shell. And when you're satisfied, and I go straight over, and I try not to go to the side. I go, as you see. Oops. And when the bobbin is just beneath the fly, I'm gonna apply pressure. And then I'm gonna move towards the eye with my bobbin and my thread. A little bit down. Then I'm gonna move straight over the shell again, underneath the shank. I'm gonna apply pressure with my bobbin. Move forward again towards the eye. And then go straight over the foam, down underneath the shank, apply pressure on your rib, and then continue doing so. And to finish it off, I'm gonna give it a drop of, give my thread a drop of super glue. And at the very end, I'm going to take my brush and just brush like crazy. But be careful there. Spey fibers aren't that doable. They're quite fragile actually. There I have a SloMO Pattegrisen, inspired by Jesper Lindquist, which I am really looking forward to trying out soon. The weather is changing now, having warmer temperature, and hopefully the ice on the local fjord is gonna disappear very soon, so we can actually fish again. So this one would be a good choice, I think. Hope you enjoyed my little tutorial and will subscribe and see some of my other tutorials, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.